awkward moment when you've been talking to the camera all morning and you realize the microphone's off? Yeah. So there's a good probability that file's not going to work. Alright, now it's home. I should be able to do it from right there. Actually, I'll have to move it forward a bit, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna move it forward. Mode, whoops. Distance, sure. Okay. That should do it. Please do a circle first. That's all I want. Nope. Screw you. This machine really doesn't like me. Well, software, rather. The machine's fine. Software doesn't like me. At all. And I gotta say, at this point, I'm not a particularly big fan of the software either. The feeling is mutual. Alright, so what I was saying with the microphone off is I move this so it's on the origin right there, which makes it easier to cut on the actual machine, because wherever I place the origin on the machine, it'll cut right there instead of having to move over and then me having to guess where it's going to have to move to and all that jazz. So if I put the corner of it right there, I know wherever I home, it's going to start right there and then do its thing. The problem is, I was going to do this part first, export it as its own file, that way I can manually make it cut the hole first. But it won't let me. I can highlight that, go to export. I've tried ungrouping it. That doesn't work either because it just doesn't let me. Yeah. That was my last ditch effort to get this to do what I wanted, and it won't do it. And that was gonna be like the annoyingly obnoxious way to have to do it that I thought was gonna work. And it won't work. So at this point, I don't know how the hell to get it to work. I mean, it cut these ones out, but it led in from the outside up here, which is not what we want, because then it's cutting into the shape that we want. And the same thing happens here. If I delete all this. Still won't let me export it. Bloody hell. I don't know what to do. got me. And what I just ran, what you just saw, was me selecting the whole thing, with that being proper, and export it, run it, and it completely skipped this and went straight for the outside. And didn't even come back to do the inside. If it came back to do the inside, I might be able to get it to stay in place long enough to do it. But it's not even doing that. So you got me at this point. Slide's gonna drive me nuts.
Hey bros, today we got to go up to Olympia to Capital Industrial and pick up some 1/4" plate for our CNC plasma table. Stay tuned. Alright guys, like I said, we gotta drive up to Olympia and pick up some 1/4" plate so we can make our final set of Cougar House Garage Super Duty 2-wheel drive shock towers, because we did our learning and that piece it's a scrap piece. It's kind of warped, so like the head kind of moves along, and that's why we're getting those messed up cuts. So we're gonna get some fresh 1/4" plate in there, and we'll do some more adjustments to our tool path, and we'll see about getting these shock towers cut out. So let's go to Olympia. Alright guys, Brandon's inside right now paying for the 1/4" plate. We picked up a full-size 4x8 sheet, and then we'll cut that up into 2x2 sections to fit in our table. So now we just gotta wait for them to get it on the forklift, and then we'll get it loaded up here and then get headed back to Cougar.
Then just past this dumpster, we should be good. Should be right about here somewhere. Perfect line. Quarter-inch steel problems. Lego. I think the steel moved. Give me the tailgate. Oh, that's why. Damn it.
You're wedged against it?
Give me the steel, yeah. You know, there's heavy, and then there's weighs more than twice as much as me heavy. You know? Really? Just trying to bend the tailgate. Aha! Ta-da! Holy crap. It took me like 15 minutes to get the tailgate open because this was wedged against it.
Too funny, dude. We need a fucking forklift. I don't know if the camera's on. Just put that in the video though.
Right! Woo!
Yep, we both want one. I've been trying to convince Scott to get a frickin' 5-ton wrecker with a big crane on it.
There's a bunch for sale on the I-5. It's called
That little like pawn shop thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch. I was telling Kelly we drove past the other day. I was like, I'll get one. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get me a wrecker.
That'd be so badass. Yeah, that was way better with these. Nicely done. Thank you all. That should be.
Probably. You're cutting full squares.
4x8. It should just be 2 feet by 2 feet. That's 4, yeah. Alright, so why does 2 feet seem a lot shorter than it is? Yeah, that should be good for now. And then slice this one off, and then I'll slice a few more later.
If you had some, oh no, we're gonna leave it in the truck. He said.
Alright, note to everybody else, take vice grips. Makes life a lot easier. Glad I thought of that.
Alright guys, so we got our fresh metal loaded up in here. Brandon made some more adjustments to his tool path. He's having troubles setting up the hole in the middle if the shock comes through. We need to make the cut in the middle of the arc in the middle of the hole, cut the parameter of the hole out, and then cut the outer diameter of the piece out after that. So we're just kind of having troubles figuring out that tool path, but we're pretty close. So we're going to give it a dry run here and see if we got it.
New disc. Let's do please work.
See that hole DXP? Like I don't know if that would teach us anything.
I don't know if it's just a circle or not. We can run it and see what it does.
Please work. That's hilarious. So it's doing a dry run now?
Yeah. Skip the hole completely. Hole? What hole? You're an asshole.
Unless it's trying, it's like source number 4.
cool that it shows you the X and Y as it's moving.
That is pretty cool, to be honest. Oh, and then there's the end of the cut. We'll just sit there until it cools down. There you go, guys. Running up to Olympia took up most of the day, but we went up there, we got our 4x8 piece of 1/4" plate so we can officially start cutting out our parts with it. Well, with the machine, and have some fresh metal in there to cut them out with. And then as well, we kind of figured out our tool path a little bit, been playing with that a little more. Kind of can't figure out this hole. We're trying to cut out this top plate and then have the hole in the center of it for the shock to actually come through, and then the top bolts it on there. And we're just trying to figure out that cut-in tool path. Every time we set the path, it shows it when we simulate it, cuts out the circle, goes the outside, and then cuts out the outside of the plate. Well, it just keeps wanting to cut the outside of the plate out. So we'll figure it out in the morning. We'll continue working on it. Brandon's going to probably call BAILEIGH and talk to a few of their techs, and they'll probably just be like, oh, it's this button, and it's simple. So we'll continue that tomorrow, guys, and you guys will probably see that we figured it out, and we'll move on to making parts in the next episode here. So thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for your constant support as always. If you guys like what we do, you like Cougar House Garage, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Facebook.com/Cougar House Garage. And we are Cougar House Garage on Instagram. Follow along with the 5th generation 400 straight axle project, Project Sacrilege, and our other builds, guys. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.